Namaste and a very grand welcome to Padma's Kitchen Tales and to my selfie video. Today I'll be making the very famous village style, authentic, flavorful, wonderful Kathirikai Karamani Karuvattu Kulambu. Authentic South Indian style dry fish curry with cowpeas and brinjals. Cowpeas are such a super food and you can actually make this the vegetarian version also if you are not a non-vegetarian. You can skip the dry fish and follow the same ingredients and the process, and you can also add drumstick and you can add a cup of coconut milk at the end. So we need to first dry roast the cowpeas. These are about 1 cup of cowpeas which I'm going to use, and I haven't used any oil, so I'm going to be dry roasting them. And I think I'm already getting that color, and it's perfect time to switch off the flame, and I'm going to pressure cook this until it's properly cooked. Let's start by adding some gingerly oil in the pan. I'm going to be making my kulambu in this beautiful looking earthenware. Now once the oil is hot, I'm going to add whole garlic. Now these are about, how many numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, probably 20, 15 to 20 numbers. I like garlic on the higher side, so I've added more. So now to this I'm going to be adding some chopped onions. These are again about 4 in numbers. Actually you should be using the pearl onions or the madras onions. That is the apt onion for this recipe. Now I do not have stocks at home. I'm going to mix this well. And now to this I'm going to be adding about 3 sliced tomatoes. I'm cooking this on a high heat. Recipes like this, the traditional village style kurambus, are my big favorites. I'm a big fan of such flavorful, wonderful, age-old traditional recipe. I'm going to switch off the flame, let this cool down, and then we have to grind this to a nice paste. The onion tomato mixture has cooled down, and let me transfer this to a mixer jar, and I'm going to make a paste of this. And also here I have about 5 brinjals, and I'm going to slice them to big chunks. The masala is done, and here let me add some more oil to the pan. Be generous in adding oil when you make such dishes. Such kulambu varieties need extra oil. The oil is fuming now. Let me add some mustard, about half a teaspoon, some cumin seeds, again about a little more than half a teaspoon, some methi seeds, fenugreek seeds, quarter teaspoon, and to this I'll be adding the masala, onion tomato mixture which I had made straight from the mixer jar. Let's mix this up and saute. To this masala I would be adding some turmeric powder, about 1 teaspoon, some sambar masala. This is homemade sambar powder. I would be adding about 2, 3, 4 teaspoons. It depends on your choice. I love the flavor of homemade sambar masala in all my traditional kurambus gravies. So now this is plain red chili powder. So I'll be adding a little more than, this would be 1.5 teaspoons, and then coriander powder, about 2 teaspoons, These measurements are just for reference. Go ahead by listen to your guts and then just add the masalas. You can go wrong by following certain instructions on the recipe, when it comes to the measurements. But when you go by your guts, when you measure things with your eyes, you can never go wrong with what you cook. And now I will be adding little salt. Now here I would like to add that we have cooked the cowpeas with salt, and the dry fish also has salt. So I'm going to add little salt here, and later I'll check and adjust the seasoning accordingly, especially the salt. So now guys, this video is a homemade video which I shoot using a mobile phone. Yes, so I'm extremely sorry if you find the angles are not correct, if you find the video is a little shaky. So it's actually difficult to cook with one hand and shoot with the other, but I have great fun in doing so. So whenever I make some wonderful dish like this, recipes, when I cook for my family, the first thing I do is take my camera and start shooting and then upload. Let me add a little water, getting stuck the masalas. And to this I'll be adding the brinjals, which I've cut into nice big chunks. And also I would be adding some potatoes. Now these are optional. I love potatoes, so I'm adding. So now I've boiled them. You can also add drumsticks. And if you're making the vegetarian version of this, as I said, you can skip the dry fish and you can go ahead with all the vegetables, and you can add a cup of coconut milk at the end. Now here I am going to add some more salt for the veggies. Now let's add the cowpeas, which I've pressure cooked. These are about 1.5 cups of cowpeas. I have pressure cooked them with some salt. So I've used 1 cup of cowpeas, but now the quantity is increased, after it got boiled. The cowpeas are so rich in antioxidants. It has so many other health benefits, like it's so good for your stomach, it's so good for your skin. It helps control blood pressure, and it is very good for, if you happen to have cholesterol, or if you're on a diet, it's very good. It maintains cholesterol and it's very low in fat. So if you want to lose weight, please eat cowpeas. Add some water. Basically, the brinjal has to cook, the potatoes are cooked, and the cowpeas are also cooked. So we need to cook the brinjals. It's time to add the tamarind extract. So I have soaked about a big lemon size of tamarind, and I'm gonna smash them with my hands and extract the juice or the pulp out of it. And we need to add this to the Kulambu. So let me add the tamarind extract. And mix. So basically we need to allow the curry or the gravy Kulambu to cook. So I'm gonna add some more water. So whenever I make Kulambus like this, I make big quantities, large quantities. I store them and have it for like next 3 days, and I'm not ashamed to say this. The seasoning looks fine. I just tasted it. I'm going to close the lid and allow this to cook for 5 minutes. While it is not necessary to close the lid, we can cook as it is in open pan, but then closing the lid will hasten the cooking process. Let's see how the gravy is doing. Fantastic. Now is the time to add the dry fish which I've cleaned. So now this is puffer fish. And let me add these pieces. So I'm going to add, now how many pieces are these? I'm going to add the whole of it. I like boneless fish, dry fish, because at home nobody eats any dry fish which has bones. Now, ideally, Nethili mean Karuvadu is supposed to be lots more flavorful than this, but since it was not available, I settled for this particular one. This has to boil properly. I'm gonna keep this closed for some more time. I'm gonna add fresh curry leaves. Wow. The Kathirikkai Karamane Karuvadu Kulambu is ready. I'm gonna switch off the flame and you can enjoy this beautiful dry fish curry with kali. Yes, ragi ball or steamed rice. It's made for each other combination. But I actually like to eat it the next day. I love the flavor. When it matures, the flavors actually gets intensified and it's like double the taste. I am drooling already. Do try this at home and treat your family members with this divine Karuvadu Kulambu recipe and do share your experience with me. This recipe is foolproof. You cannot go wrong with it. Bye bye.